The deadliest gooners?
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit down because today we're talking about one of, if not the most important thing in human life, existence. Gooning. Gooning is a new phrase that I feel has been popularized over the last couple of years, but it's just, you know, other words. Master Chief, diddling yourself, playing around, people's instincts to, you know, as human beings, we have all sorts of temptations, you know? Food, drugs, alcohol, you name it. We are people that are plagued by temptation. We live our lives enjoying these things in moderation so that it doesn't ruin our lives. We like to put our finger in the honey jar but not get a handful from time to time. Is it a sin to taste the forbidden fruit? You do have to be careful.
Starts with one finger, you put two.
It starts with your pinky, and all of a sudden, now you're elbow deep. Which one that's plaguing the internet as a whole, I would say, is horniness. People are horny. People are riled up. I mean, we live in an age where anyone with a smartphone can look up videos of perfect-looking people doing just about anything they can think of. Bro. I can't even imagine if you gave a caveman a phone, and he could articulate the thoughts of him being like, oh, brick heavy brick. It'd be awesome. And for some, this temptation becomes far too enticing, leading to what might be one of the saddest and sometimes most life-ruining habits of all time. Gooning. We're just going to talk about gooning and the destructive habits, the dark side of gooning.
No.
I think there's even is there a bright side?
People be dying gooning?
Hunter, I have something to tell you.
What is it, Mom?
What?
You may want to put that energy drink down. I don't think your heart can take it.
A long period of time without blossoming. Can we say ejaculating? I don't know. This can go on for hours or even days for some people. Hours into days. Wrap your head around that one. The entire time they're edging themselves to delay the sweet
8 out of 10 tight shit. Hold on, I'm getting rated.
Doing this for long periods of time has been said to send these people into a hypnotic state, almost as if high on a strong drug like Percocets.
Bro,
some refer to it as an out-of-body experience, or even a meditative experience at that. Others say that gooning allows them to experience the feelings of an orgasm for several hours at a time. That has to be borderline torture after a while.
Bro, do I know what gooning is? I don't think I know what gooning is.
No. I don't like that.
The max I've gooned is an hour.
What are we talking about? Motherfuckers think they're on perks?
I was getting ready to be like, you know what it's like Hellraiser. And I'm like, you're Pinhead. You're literally one of the fucking angels coming out of the box.
I just put way too much gravitas.
We have such sights to show you. When asked about the act, one experienced gooner said, quote, as a very intelligent person who overthinks and overanalyzes every single thing, I sink into this Neanderthal state where I'm just like, me penis, me gooner. So dumb. I'm just a primordial source, oozing sexuality, oozing raw phallic vibes. Many gooners refer to themselves as pornosexuals, as their love for adult videos exceeds their interest in the actual act of sex in real life. That's gotta be a problem. That's gotta be a bit of a problem, I assume. In order to keep themselves fixated on gooning for as long as possible, some turn to drugs to improve the experience. One Redditor that was interviewed by Vice admits, quote, I love to use Adderall or Vyvanse when I goon. It gets you super hyper fixed on the porn, and also very slightly dulls your sensitivity, making you stay on edge for literally fucking hours. Can you imagine watching that kind of content that long? It's boring, dude. The gooning sensation keeps going on. You better start getting Scorsese in there directing something. There's some real actors.
Like meditating. You know what I mean? It's just like, you let go. You keep going.
Yeah, you're like seeing like just this vision of something. You're like, and the light starts to dim, so you
Bro,
get back up
what
there.
am I listening to right now?
Which that same man later admits to gooning for 32 hours straight at one point, allowing himself only 2 breaks throughout the day to eat and take naps.
Dude,
well,
what?
You're gonna have to take a nap if you're playing on the monkey
32
bars
hours
that long,
is
you're
unreal.
gonna have to take a nap, all right? What is the
that can't be
origins
real
of gooning,
numbers,
right? I mean, listen, since the dawn of time, you look down and you play with yourself. That's whatever. But gooning, especially, what is the origins of that? To track down
What
the
is
origins of the word,
gooning?
many have pointed out that the
Now I
earliest
feel
use
like
was in the Urban Dictionary in 2000.
The act of a very addicted or chronic masturbator getting so into masturbating or jacking off that the dude becomes a total goon, becomes stupid on his own. bum over went stupid on his own cock, bro. Can think of nothing else but busting a nut. Bro, what are we talking about? We talking about going stupid on our own dick right now, bro.
2005. Another
That's
user added an
crazy.
updated definition in 2012, which combined to form the meaning we have today. Much like Latin
Wow,
to
I
English.
thought it was just like...
I'll read the updated description of what gooning is from 2012. And
Yeah.
I quote. Gooning may be most simply defined as the state usually achieved after a prolonged edging session, which if you haven't heard of edging, we've already gone over that too. You're gonna have to go back and watch the catalog. If anything, throw up a quick thing, that's it, that's all you get. When a man becomes completely hypnotized by the feeling radiating his penis, since a gooning state can only be achieved after edging, the man's dick will become mightily aroused at this point, and every caress the male genitals are subjected to will trigger potent elation. As the man keeps edging and thus keeps experiencing intense pleasure, he enters a state of trance where his mind ultimately merges with his cock, the
Yeah.
gooning state, where he and his dick become one. When the gooning state is achieved, the man's body becomes, for all intents and purposes, an appendage to his erection. He may become very vocal, while his body and face might take an undignified expression and poses, all in response to the intensely exquisite caress his penis is exposed to. Hence the term goon. So basically, it's just you beat your dick and you go into a hypnotic stage where you're making clown faces so you look like a goober.
Yo, what up, history?
Goon! It is believed that gooning skyrocketed in popularity during the COVID-19 pandemic as people needed a sexual outlet that didn't require being in contact with other people.
Just an excuse.
That's an excuse, dude. Gooning has become somewhat of a group activity. While some people assemble their own groups to goon with in person, others utilize things like online Reddit groups and video calls. And it isn't uncommon for extreme gooners to stream the they watch over Discord to allow for seamless group gooning sessions. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think I would do that with somebody.
No.
Maybe I'm not brave enough.
To get on a call and goon
Bro,
with
a
someone.
Discord gooning session is
experience
insane.
that kind of content and be like, I don't know, I like this one. Is this cool for everybody? I mean, do you do like a vibe check beforehand? Is everyone cool with this one? Let's go over some of the
Everyone
gooner
all right
slang
with
that
this
you
one?
might hear, you might see online, right?
Nah,
goon
it's a great
sesh,
one.
which
It's
is
a
an
great
intense
one.
gooning
Play that
session,
one. Play that one.
Sometimes involving other fellow gooners.
That's crazy.
Sometimes.
Well, you know. Well, I guess
That's
you gotta do a goon
actually
session
mental,
yourself.
bro.
If you're just
Yeah,
gooning,
you're right.
is that a goon sesh?
Well, I was
assume
picturing,
so.
when I heard it's sometimes involving other gooners.
Who trying to goon with me? $20 a pop gets you entry. $20 a pop gets you entry into my Discord that's gonna be paywalled. And if you pay to get in there, I'm just gonna be in there, camera on, tape up, going to town, bro. And you can join or not. But that shit finna be that's a crazy emote. That is a crazy emote.
For some reason, I pictured it's just like
A lot of y'all are
involuntary,
crazy,
like,
bro.
You're not gooners as well. You're just
A lot of y'all would pay that
You
$20,
guys don't mind
and
me
that
to
scares
breathe
me.
off in here. Or goon state, the point of masturbation where you
Goon
enter a
state
sexual
and you-
trance, experiencing intense sexual.
That's the goon state. That's what the goon state look like. This what the goon state look like?
Pleasure. That's like you getting ready to break. That's your goon state. I'm gonna try to figure that out. I'm gonna record myself next time. I'm gonna record my face. Goon mark. Sexual or pornographic material that gooners bookmarks in order
Dude,
to goon.
bookmarking is crazy. Bookmarking on X or Twitter is
Oh, so
crazy.
on Twitter, people are like, "Oh, I'm goon marking this."
well, people be just like, look at all the bookmarks.
Oh yeah. That's the biggest thing I've seen, like the likes and reposts or whatever. But people are like, "Look at the bookmarks." It's like a catastrophically high number. Flicker goon. This better involve teleportation somehow. A meme and gooning technique based on the boxing technique known as the flicker jab.
What?
Some have explained this technique and incorporated it to their gooning sessions. I can goon for 8 hours straight. I can flicker goon for 7 seconds. What does that mean? Good. Someone gives you of how to do it. It's like having Muhammad Ali right behind your ear, telling you how to do the little Texas two-step that he did
Bro,
in the ring.
what?
Tense your arm up and make it start shaking. Jesus fucking. And then relax your arm a tiny little bit so that your fast twitch muscles make your arm bounce up and down. Then relax your.
What?
I don't know.
Bro,
If I'm
what?
relaxing- If you play games like
this
Mario
is
Party, where you have to
insane.
mash a button really fast, it's the same fast twitch muscle response for you to use it for those games. Mario Party 3.
Yeah,
Remember how you had to
bro.
button mash on that? Just apply it to your gooning session, dude. So flicker gooning is you just being like, where some guy's
Bro
just like,
putting
oh,
us
I've
on
been
celestial
for an
level
hour. And the
gooning.
guy's
This
just like, I'm
motherfucker's
getting
a
the job done
legend.
that quick.
Isn't that the opposite of gooning though, or is that like a finish move?
Well, that's what I
when
think.
You flicker, you're just like, I'm done.
Well, unless the thing is when you flicker goon, it's like a M16 or something. It's like a burst. You're like,
What?
versus kind of having you have to go through the whole thing. Flicker gooning, I think, is someone who's just like totally in control. Or we could talk about people's goon caves. Goon caves have become an important
goon
part of the
cave is
gooner
crazy.
culture. A goon cave is basically just the room that gooners use to participate in the act. Sometimes people say they're rooms. Sometimes people say they're cars.
We'll talk about
What?
that later.
Yeah, we'll get
People are
into that
jacking
later,
off
but
in their
experienced
cars?
Gooners have upgraded their setup to utilize multiple monitors in order to have multiple different porn videos looping at the same time.
What?
This way, Gooners can avoid boring moments in an individual video by simply looking at another one, thus allowing them to goon unimpeded for countless hours. What I like about that is they're definitely just like, yeah, job scene. So tacky. Yeah, they look at another
Dude, multiple screens, multiple videos going on is
Other
nuts.
comforting additions to a goon cave may include sex toys, snacks,
Bro,
and
if
Coke
any
and
of y'all
Sans
do
Blue.
that,
Why do you need
stop
snacks?
it.
You get
You're
hungry.
too
Dude,
deep.
if you're there for hours,
Yo,
Oh, that's
if
true.
that's
You're there for
anybody
hours,
in
but at the
chat
same
right
time,
now,
am I
yo, you are
meditating
too
or am I like
deep.
lounging?
You're
Like in a
too deep.
Buddhist temple, do they have a fucking box of Teddy Grahams in the back? I doubt it. If you're trying to get to an enlightened state, I'm not thinking about fruit roll-ups with fucking ring pops. Dude. I'm
Gushers.
thinking about seeing God. I mean, you could have like a shrimp cocktail thing around your cock there. I'm not touching any food and putting anything near my mouth during that session. Can you imagine like beating off and then with that same hand you like have like a bag of Doritos? You're like,
Yo,
you know what
low
mean?
key, I
There's
can
no
bust
way.
out some
You're
chips
gonna
and
have that
queso.
mess up, dude. I mean, you know, we could talk about how gooning and stuff. You go into a very
I have you on
transfixed,
6
meditative
monitors in
state,
my
elevated
cave?
state of that. But I do think there are the
What the
negative side
fuck?
effects of gooning, my friends. It's worth bringing those up as well. People who are addicted to gooning can experience similar side effects to that of porn addiction. These side effects include erectile dysfunction, decrease in sex drive for real-life partners,
Isn't that-
an insatiable desire to watch porn at all times, isolating oneself due to decline of healthy social skills, pushing your sexual preferences to the extremes, and of course, depression.
Depression.
Beat off so much you're just like, I'm sad.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me, which you do whatever the fuck you, I don't give a fuck, but more so the idea that someone's just like, I need to tell someone that I'm beating off. Maybe someone will want to come over. You know what I mean? Or that someone on the internet's just like, hey, I'm right by there. Let me come over. Or even just be like, you want to get on Skype? It's addiction.
Do you think it's a cry for help when people are like, yeah, this is my gooning cave?
Has to be. Has to be, bro.
I think a lot of this always
If you
stems from
tell
people
somebody
who
you
are
got a
wanting attention,
gooning
is what I
cave-
think. Not in a way where it's like, oh, I'm desperate. But I
Nah,
think people
bro.
just fucking want like
If
a buddy.
you telling
Whether
somebody
you're
you
all
got a
horned up all the time,
gooning
maybe you want a
cave?
girlfriend
Nah,
or
bro,
something.
we
You want
gotta
a
help you.
relationship Or you want some kind of outlet, or you have a unhealthy.
We gotta help you.
attachment
You got a
to
gooning
that
cave, it's
media
not
where
okay.
It's completely like it's fabricated, like fantasy that nothing will.
Chat,
ever be
I
able
hope to
compare
God
to,
you do not
is
have
what
a
I think.
gooning
But
cave.
A big thing and a big reason that I wanted to talk about this is one, because it's funny, but then also two, because something happened recently that sparked
I have a
new
gooning
term
cave?
for
That
gooning.
doesn't surprise
I'm,
me,
of course,
Jay.
talking about the goonicide of 2025.
Who just said this? Who is just like, you never heard of the goonicide? Bro, this is real? You weren't joking around about this, Aura. This is real. The goonicide. We got the goonicide of 2025. That was a real thing, bro.
What a way to start off the year.
That was a crazy way to start the year. Goonicide. If you don't know, let me just tell you about it. Recently, a man named Nautica Malone pulled up to Bikini Beans Coffee with his pants off before being told to leave by the baristas filming on her phone. It's basically like a Hooters for coffee. It's like a Hooters Starbucks, basically. You see those a lot on like the West Coast.
Dude, they had these in Seattle. Bikini. This dude rolled up on a bikini barista with his dick out. Bro, what?
Coast. There was a lot of them in like Portland and Seattle, or I think this one was in like Arizona. You're in Arizona, it's usually hot. It is what it is. You see, and your titties are out. You get coffee.
The coffee's not good.
People suspected that the man was gooning in his car. People were thinking that this guy was just beating his dick off. And let me tell you, when he peered around at the beginning of that video, nothing but smiles.
Oh! I thought they were gonna show something. Hold on a minute, bro. I thought they were gonna show something, bro.
It is assumed in the video that the man has exposed himself to the baristas at the Bikini Bean on multiple occasions. They're coming out hot with that phone recording because they're just like, there's the fucking black Honda Civic again, or whatever he was driving in. You know what I mean? Okay, we're recording him this time. People were quick to ridicule the man, and parents in the Arizona Moms Helping Other Moms on Facebook group were able to identify the man and contact his wife. Cold.
That man is cooked. That man is cooked.
Ice cold.
Why is that video getting posted in the Facebook Moms thing?
I think some of those moms are a little freaky. We're talking about Goon sessions and people Skyping calls. You're trying to tell me that a Facebook Moms group isn't getting together and they're just like, did you guys see this? I mean, there's some scandalous shit there.
Yeah, they
Mark's
are.
Mowing his lawn again, shirtless. Or drive by.
That's that Desperate Housewife shit. Eva Longoria.
But in doing so, by contacting the guy's wife, it was discovered that...
For those that know, I think Eva Longoria for her time was elite. I'm gonna say it. I think Eva Longoria was elite. And those that know ball, know ball. Those that don't, don't. But I was there. I was there.
That Nautica had taken his own life, and it's suspected that he did so in order to avoid being humiliated online from this viral video because it was catching on like a wildfire. But before ending his life, Nautica left a note saying this, quote, "I apologize. I love you, Queen. I made a mistake and I don't think I'll be able to face you and the babies. I don't know why I drove through like that. My mental has been f***ed up. I am not a monster, and I apologize. I love you forever. If I am in critical condition, please pull the plug. To all my family and friends, I love you and I'm so sorry. I love my kids and family. Please forgive me." Is that not fucking tragic? Listen, I'm not advocating.
Wait. He in GTA? Oh, whoa. He gooned and then the goon aside. All right.
For the guy to do what he did, but at the same time, that's just horrible. Sad. Which even the Bikini Beans company had to make a statement about it, a public statement. And it says, "Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of the individual involved during this difficult time. This was an unfortunate and tragic situation. As a company, the safety of our employees is always our top priority. And in this case, an individual chose to commit a crime at one of our locations.
Bro,
we take the instance like this very seriously and remain committed to protecting our team and maintaining a safe, respectful environment.
This man left a wife and a kid behind,
I don't disagree with anything they said. Is it even necessary to post that? People are going to be flooding your
rolling
comments
up to the
for a small
bikini
period of time.
barista
Is it
jacking
even
off?
worth posting
That's
that?
how we
Because what they're saying is like, bummer.
Like, nah, that's how we leaving, bro. That's how we're going out.
Your husband and dad killed himself,
bro,
but he did break the law, and that's just
what
what
is
we have to deal with.
2025? That's even a possibility for somebody to go out like that.
Just like, we gotta say something.
No, sure. I'm just saying, but do you would you post that? To me, it's unnecessary. The guy showed up, he did what he did. We all want to move past it. Why?
Yeah,
put that out there?
we just move past it.
The angry gooners.
I mean, maybe because in the response to Nautica's death, a Twitter user posted an invitation for a gooneral.
We're doing too much. As a society, we're doing too much. As a society, we're doing too much.
Which is a gooner funeral to be hosted at the coffee shop. That's maybe why you have to put out those statements, okay? Yeah, the goon roll with a fucking dove. On the day of the goon roll, a large group of people gathered.
All dudes. All dudes that look like they've never... Yo! Oh my God! Oh wow, the selection right here is just not great. It's not a good look for any of these individuals. It's not a good look for any of these individuals right here. This thing next to a Hampton Inn, that may be a Residence Inn down there. That's a Motel 6. This man's got a candle though. We got candles.
They're together to mourn the death of Nautica, which attendees even chanted "Goon in peace." They lit candles with Nautica's face on them and created.
I'm not saying like I'm not saying that we shouldn't mourn this man's untimely death. I'm just saying like the reason he went though. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason he went though. It wasn't, you know, considered like good, you know what I'm saying? Like
Signs that
I
said,
don't know.
"Rest in peace, Goon Lord, the last goon." I mean, dude.
The last goon is
Unfortunately,
crazy.
the Gooner only lasted 30 minutes before it had to be shut down by the police.
The last
Honestly,
goon
though,
is
pretty good
crazy.
turnout. But this did not stop one brave Nautica supporter. One hero decided to roll up and give his support the way he knew.
Don't tell me this motherfucker rolls up gooning.
How. The next few days, he went back to Bikini Coffee Bean and filmed himself protesting in the drive-thru of the coffee shop's pantless, shouting, "I can't goon."
I can't goon.
I can't goon.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no.
What is it? Why?
No, no. Hell no, no.
Why? What is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of this? We just being disrespectful to these women right here. And we're looking ridiculous. We're looking crazy right now. We're looking crazy right now.
I can't goon.
Let me tell you something.
Why?
This is not the answer. You know what I mean?
Why,
this is not
bro?
an appropriate way to do this.
That's not
This is just,
even-
once
that's
again,
not
this
even
is a
gonna get
crime.
you clout. That's
Pantsless
not gonna
again,
get you
and you're
a
screaming at people
following.
being like,
That's
"I
not
can't
gonna get
goon."
you
They're serving
nothing.
coffee. He later did
just
the same thing
looking
in a nearby In-N-Out.
Hell no.
We trying to make
To
this
the
go
no,
viral?
No, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Hell no.
What if it hits though? What if it hits? Now you are just forever known as the goon guy. Like, what's the best case scenario for this? We're known as the goon dude, the dude who's like was going around protesting gooners. Like, what's the best case scenario for this, bro?
He's just getting out there living free. Because of this event, Nautica's memory now lives on through memes and GTA recreation videos. Horrible, man. It's just sad. I mean, here's the thing. That guy obviously was mentally not well. You maybe even go back and you're like, "I'm sorry." You get arrested, you do something, whatever.
wicked.
You can be like, "That was a, that
That's
shouldn't have done that."
wicked.
You just move on forward. Or you just never go back
That's
there again.
wicked.
You move on with your life. It's just a bummer. And to leave wife and kids, just such a drag.
That's a
Very
drag,
sad.
bro.
Which leads us into our next section, gooner behavior. It feels weird. After talking about this thing, gooning is a funny thing. That story is kind of heavy. I feel gross. I feel sick inside. With that said, let's talk about some of the prime examples of gooner behavior, how people behave in the gooning community.
Okay.
My roommate is perfectly fine for the most part and is usually polite, cleans up, and doesn't smell like what's NSC.
I tried looking it up. Non-single like
Non-single.
What is NSC? Anybody know? Anybody know? We're all in the dark on that? NS and doesn't smell like NSC.
Up and doesn't smell like what's NSC.
I tried looking it up. Non-single like
Non-single. I don't know. Editor, if you know what NSC means, put it up. It doesn't. It apparently.
Natural Science Complex?
He didn't smell like that. Every night around 2 a.m., he starts watching anime porn on his phone and beats it under the covers. It's painfully obvious, and sometimes he even makes weird moaning noises. I tried telling him one day that he's got to stop his nightly habit, and he just said that he doesn't know what I'm talking about. And then he did it again that night. What do I even do about this? I don't want to make enemies because other than that late night goon sessions, he's a pretty nice guy. First off, I want to say right now, this is a very classic college guy thing.
Hold on, though. Let me just say something real quick. How loud are you beating it? that you are actively disturbing your roommate from going to sleep. Like, how rough is the gooning session? Like, how much noise are you really making over there gooning, like, that your roommate can't go to sleep?
It's the kind of guy who's like, you get in a fist fight with somebody and all of a sudden you're like buddies and you're drinking beers over. It's like, yeah, I mean, besides the thing about him like beating off, I mean, I can't see it, so he's not a bad guy. He's fine. And he helps me with homework. I don't know. He's cool.
What do you think his noise is when he's in there?
I will say, making like a little fucking Fifth Sense camping tent out of your covers and off to anime, that's a bold choice to do. It's just one thing. We've said it before. We need to say it again. Bring back shame. People don't have any, they just don't give a fuck anymore.
We got no shame.
That's
no
all I can
shame.
sense is people just being, I don't give a fuck.
How come we don't have shame anymore?
Because even the guy's too embarrassed to bring it up. He's like, can you stop your nightly habit? And he's like, what do you mean? Which part? What? Me sleeping? Bro, I gotta get up. I have like a lot of exams. He's basically being like, you have to tell me specifically what I'm doing wrong, or else I'm not going to stop.
That's
We go
crazy.
into another story of Stellar Blade and the Gathering of the Gooner. These feel like novels. They feel like collections in a series, you know what I mean? In 2024, the action-adventure game Stellar Blade was released and became a big success amongst gamers. However, before its release, one decision made by the developers became the result of endless Gooner controversy. What do you think it was? Go ahead and show the image of the old one. They updated something new. What do you think they got mad about? What kind of game change?
They made it way too easy.
Well, it's too easy to play now. The game's protagonist, Eve... Can't even say this alone. The game's protagonist, Eve, was designed to be a strong, sexy woman with a wide variety of revealing clothing to choose from, okay? Look at the old ones, all right? She's a strong, independent, sexy woman, and she has a lot of revealing clothes. Very sexy. That's Eve. Shift Up Games, the developers, marketed the game on violence, sex, and sex appeal, right? All the good shit. And its ability to remain as an uncensored experience in all regions. Gamers assumed that uncensored referred to things such as in-game outfits. But when the game was released, however, it came alongside a day one patch that claimed to not only reduce the violence, but alter the outfits of Eve, the protagonist, to cover up more of her skin.
People got mad about that?
The woke left won again.
Damn.
The woke left
Woke
claims
left.
another one. Thanks a lot, Biden's America. You win again. There was an uproar online, and a petition was created titled Free Stellar Blade. Her clothes are keeping her captive to plead for the game to return to its original build. The petition received 95,000 signatures.
Was this on change.org?
Wait.
too?
I mean, maybe. Change.org. What has Change.org done? I want to know.
This is crazy. This
Many
is crazy.
Turbo Gooners sent over videos alongside their petition
This is
signatures so they could
crazy.
voice their concerns over the game's
This
censorship
is
in regard
insane.
to the sexy outfits. God damn it!
Yo, Aura, that is
Which I want
insane,
to watch one
bro.
of these.
This petition is not only to free Stellar Blade, but it's
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Hell no, no.
That's a prank. That's a troll. This is a troll.
send a clear message to Sony, Nintendo.
There's no way this is real.
That's not real.
There's no way my man is sitting here, one Zelda frame and then an American flag. He looks like he's at his grandpa's house.
He's got
Does
a
this not
pause
look like a
gamer
grandpa's
shirt.
house?
I paused my game shirt.
And the rest of the publishers in the gaming industry, that we players will not tolerate any form of censorship moving forward. Thank you.
Feels like he's running for school council, doesn't he? So he's talking, he's like, I could be your president, and I'm going to make sure it's chicken patty every Wednesday.
He kind of sounds like Christian.
It's like Ted Cruz. Oh, and the smirk at the end. The smirk at the end's good, dude. What's that fucking like communist photo people use of the like Cuban guy? Che? It's like that. He could have an outline of his face made that way where it's like, stop mindless censorship.
Abby from The Last of Us, Cyberpunk, Baldur's Gate. Full frontal nudity, full jiggle physics, full hardcore sex scenes. Not an ounce of it censored. Stellar Blade, 17 costumes. 17 were censored and added mesh to different areas so that they didn't show too much ass. Blood was also heavily censored. We got baited and switched out. We got lied to. It's false advertisement. Remember, 17 costumes. Fight for it and let's win this.
Remember the 5th of November. Is that what you think it's a guy font? Well, let me ask you this honestly. If the whole point of your game is like you get to play as a big woman with a fat ass and you get to like go around and be half naked and kick someone's ass, and you built your franchise on that, and then the new game is censored, do you think that people are actually losing anything, or do you think people are just like, if your consumer base is a bunch of horny men? Because I mean, I'm sure the violence or whatever is fine still, but it's just covering them up.
I think you're dishonest. You lied to the people. It's like a politician lying.
I think
you
it's
already
true.
pre-ordered your game and you get it and you're like, what is this?
Yeah, like I've every iteration before this, I've had giant asses and titties flopping around, comically flopping around everywhere. And then now, what the hell is this?
I think you have a right to be upset.
I didn't even know this was part of the internet. I didn't even know people were really getting mad about this shit.
I don't think it's the end of the world. It's still a huge it's underneath the shirt, right?
Yeah, but is
that not enough?
Yo, didn't I
Are they
see
in the
Rage play this
bikinis
game?
before?
It's like covering up the boobs. I like the boob window.
So you're like,
Didn't I see your Rage playing this Stellar Blade game?
Yeah. I want to see outlines.
Yeah. Did we just get totally bought in by the people being like, you should fight for this? Also, I want to say, too, about The Last of Us. Hardcore sex scenes.
Full frontal nudity.
Blood and gore.
Full jiggle physics.
Full gratuitous sex scenes.
Full hardcore sex scenes.
I mean, what the fuck are we advocating for here? Which I think it's important to stick into the gooning area of gaming, because our next subject is Zenless Zone Zero and the disappearing butt controversy. Like a Harry Potter book. Zenless Zone Zero, a game created by MiHoYo, is an anime action role-playing game that is well known for being a gooner game for its sexualized characters.
Oh my God.
It's a gooner game. Happens. Market.
Bro, you know
Market.
what?
You wanna
The
make money or
game
not?
that
In a recent
what-
patch
that
release, the game
when
was
I was
altered to make
growing up
players
was
unable
this,
to move the camera to look at
was
the characters'
Dead or
asses.
Alive. Who remembers Dead or Alive, bro?
What is going on?
Dead or Alive
When
beach
attempted to reach
volleyball.
certain angles of the
High
characters,
key.
their entire model would fade away. The response from the game's Gooner fan base was overwhelmingly horny. All right, here's a little chat log here. It says they even added the jiggle to Zoo Yawn. Can't even enjoy it, man. You know what though? Fair. Can I just say that if you're taking time to be like, you walk around the ass is like, it's doing one of these. If I was an animator on that, I would be.
Game of the year. Game of the year.
Be like, I want people to be all up in it. Doesn't mean you have to show Apple or whatever else, but you can at least, you know, get in there. I was trying to think though, holding the game controller and flicker gooning. You know what I mean? You're rotating the camera with this hand.
Ew.
On the bright side, yes, I checked. Jane's jiggle remains unchanged and just as jiggly as ever. It's unfortunate that I may only see it from afar. Edit afar to afar. This is definitely a. Oh God. Go to 6th Street, walk close and slowly by the stairs with Jane, then turn slowly your camera and enjoy the close-up of booty cheeks. Can be done with other characters too. And with Rena, you could just spin in place and look through the slit of her skirt for a nice surprise. Bro's an expert. But the response was so extreme and so
Dude,
negative
what?
that MiHoYo caved in 24 hours. They were like, all right, fine.
Some of y'all are gonna
creating a
be-
hot fix that fixes the game's disappearing asses. Truly
some
a
of y'all
day
are
for
gonna
the
be
gooning gaming community that people were
booting
like,
this
we
game
fought
up.
and we won. Might not have happened with Stellar Blade, but god damn it, they won on this day.
It's like Independence Day.
And sometimes we have to talk about royalty, right? We're talking about how barbaric these things seem to be. Well, let's talk about the Gooner King. Mysterious Man was first spotted in his
was
natural
that in
habitat
Austin?
at an AVN Adult Entertainment Expo, standing near Black Raw booth. God damn. I want to say right now, we went to the AVNs. We got invited there with Bad Dragon, and it was nothing against. I want to make sure I preface this. Nothing against people in the industry. It's a fucking, you know, it is what it is. I was so uncomfortable. I was looking at the floor the entire time. It was just that. It was suffocating. There was too much of it. And two, I was like, this feels so
Yo, what up?
wrong. So I just kept kind of like looking at the ground. You like look up for a second.
NGA
And be
was
like
good,
some
bro.
like kind of like middle-aged guy like putting his like face in a girl's ass, and she's like, eat it. that thing. I didn't care for it. Nick got on a cross though and got whipped by a dominatrix.
It's true.
There's a lot of videos on my phone of like little outings like this where I'm like, this will be in a lawsuit later on in my life, I feel like. He was soon identified as J-Man. He's a big adult content fan. Some might say the biggest. And J-Man does not miss a single adult expo or adult award vote.
Look at that photo.
My man, I want to say this right now.
What?
That's just a haunting individual. Like when
What
I
are
think
we
of someone,
doing?
you know, nothing against him. Well, I guess it is kind of against him. Sorry, buddy, but if someone said, yeah, I work at a haunted house, that would be the kind of guy who I'm like, of course. He's like, yeah, my free time, I dress up and I like to scare people. Apparently, he is such a frequent visitor to these events that people in the industry recognize him, and in general, have only positive things to say about the man. Always very respectful and cordial, a true fan and enjoyer of the art. Good man. But the real crowning achievement of this sommelier is his IMDb account with more than 20,000 adult movie reviews on IMDb. At one point,
Hell no. To the no, no.
20,000?
Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Yo!
Hell no, no.
20,000? Bro, that man is like Ebert and Roper, bro. That motherfucker should open up his own fucking review. Like, he should be on YouTube or something. That motherfucker should be like a go-to, like, industry, like, film adult expert, bro. 20,000?
he was the #1 reviewer on the entire website. And he's still active to this day, often posting around 5 reviews daily. How do you find that? There's a lot of stuff out there. How do you even have the bandwidth to find that much new shit? Especially to have it be tagged in with IMDb. God damn. J-Man takes his work very seriously. His deep understanding of the industry and sheer encyclopedia knowledge allows him to craft real, passionate, and informed critical reviews. He's a scholar. He's a scholar, Nick. He looks at the art. The art, it's actually art. But, you know, we've been harking on a lot of gamers, guy gamers and stuff. You know, there's one thing that we're missing that's very important. Women! Gooners! That's right, ladies. You know, people like to say,
women
you know,
be horny.
I don't fart. I'm a woman. I don't fart.
Women
I'm a woman.
be horny.
I don't goon. Yeah, fucking right, dude. And some might even think that gooning is a sport only for men. But my friends, you would be very wrong. In fact, based on smut talk alone, a very popular thing that we like to talk about on this, I love it. I love talking about it. There are arguably just as many women goonettes as there are men gooners out there. Some even have elaborate setups next to their bedsides in order to read hands-free for maximum goonage. Hands-free reading.
In the video, it's crazy. She has like a little stand. She puts the iPad on, and then she has like a Wii like remote to scroll.
It's like fucking Hector Salamanca. She's in her fucking bed.
Yeah, flicker gooning.
Yeah, that's flicker gooning, is every woman in their bed just. Yeah, with their fucking Wii remote. Do you think it's an audiobook then too? Wouldn't that make sense if it was an audiobook?
Well, that would make sense.
Bro.
But
Audiobook would be the most
listening to it.
efficient.
maybe she likes the fantasy.
It's the reading aspect.
I
It's
aim
being
the
immersed
highest,
into
bro,
a
all
book.
the time,
Yeah, but just like a
always.
game. It's like playing a game, and you know what I mean? It's like it's a counterintuitive a bit, but it's the process. Women are also flocking to AI chatbots in order to get their gooning fix. On spicychat.ai, that's a real thing. The #1 chatbot on the site is called All Boys Dorm. Side note, someone on here made a
what is
Meat
that?
Cannon and Melvin's Macabre chatbot to goon to.
What is that?
I don't think we need to put that. I don't think we need to make that public. There's even the infamous tomb of Victor Noir in France. The tomb features a statue of
Corpse
Victor
guy, yeah,
lying
he
on
would've
his
went
back
crazy.
and displays an unusually large
What
bulge
the
in his trousers.
fuck?
The size of the bulge became infamous and has now become a symbol of sexual happiness and fertility. It's a place where people go, and if you want to have a baby, you go up there and you fucking little pickle deal. Women travel to the cemetery to plant a kiss on his lips and tenderly caress his bulge in order to increase their pregnancy chances. You know, dude, that's a fun little superstition. I like that. That's a fun little urban legend. Why not?
What?
It's a fucking statue. After getting pregnant, many women will return to the statue and pay respects for helping them. Thank you. Big fucking deal. It's yours.
This man getting
There's also
played.
been
This
many
man.
accounts of women
Oh
grinding on the
my.
statue for good luck, which we can't show the picture, but there it is. Also, if you look at the deal, his crotch is
Bro,
totally wax
what?
clean, and so is his nose and lips, which makes you. Why is his nose wax clean? You might ask.
You know how dirty that is?
But my friends, there is gooner addiction, right? We talk about people's obsessive habits, people's rituals, and their caves, and their fucking books, and all kind of whatever fucking else we said. But there is addiction.
man's
Some gooners have gone off the deep end.
grave.
into extreme addiction face serious repercussions. Right?
That's
One that's so severe
actually
that once again, as every
insane.
nice Papa Me video, we kind of end on such a happy note. A U.S. man kills parents over a cam girl.
What?
Were you having a good day? I just wanted to spoil that for you. Grant Amato was a 29-year-old man from Orlando, Florida, with such a severe porn addiction that he spent $250,000 on a Bulgarian cam girl. Over the course of 3 months, he stole $150,000 from his parents and $60,000 from his brother Cody in order to fuel his addiction. When that ran out, he eventually took out $65,000 on his house to continue his gooning craze. Upon finding out about the stolen money, Grant's parents gave him an ultimatum. He must complete a 60-day internet and sex addiction program or leave the family home. They also told him that he would have to stop communicating with the Bulgarian cam girl. That's where if you're trying to remove the fucking bees, the hornet's nest or whatever, don't kick it, dude. Grant felt that this was unfair and disregarded his parents' wishes as he viewed her as his girlfriend, which I'm sure in a lot of ways people do. He might have not come out and said, it's my girlfriend, or maybe he did. I feel like a lot of people, even if they don't think about it, I think that's how they subconsciously think about these online relationships. And on the night of January 24th, 2019, his father confronted him and told him to leave the house. The next morning, his mom, dad, and brother were all found dead with execution-style wounds. Grant shot his mother in the back of the head while she was on her computer, then waited for his dad to enter the kitchen before shooting him twice. He then called his brother Cody and convinced him to come home from his nursing shift. And when he arrived, he shot him in the head, and then tried to stage the scene of the crime as a murder by placing the gun near Cody's body. Grant was arrested on January 26 for 3 charges of first-degree murder, and he was eventually found guilty and is receiving 3 life sentences. When asked if he felt remorse, Grant responded with, "My family has been blaming me for months for ruining their lives, stealing and not knowing the rules of the home, so I might as well be blamed for this too." Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just love to end on a nice positive note like that. Gooning has made a little home on the internet. Now, I think Gooning has made a mansion on the internet. I think it's a huge base of people that it dictates their lives in little ways. You know? And I think that everybody might goon a little bit here and there, but I think the thing becomes, with anything in life, moderation is key, ladies and gentlemen. Have I ever gooned and seen the face of God
that's
through
just
meditative
like
experiences?
nuts, dude.
No.
That's
Have
nuts
I ever
to
gone
me.
into a hands-free gooning
It is
session
never
with a book
that
and a
serious,
Wii
bro.
controller?
Over
No.
family,
Have I ever
bro?
rolled
You
up
gonna
and
do
shot
that
my
to your
parents in the head
family?
for giving money to a cam girl? No, I haven't either. But all I gotta say is this: moderation is key. If you're gonna goon, do it in the privacy of your home. Don't do it in a dorm room. Goon and goon well. You can't stop yourself from gooning.
Bricks,
So
thank
like I
you
was
for the
gonna say,
gifted to Evan. I appreciate that. Another sensational on the
keep it
board.
at
I
bare
appreciate y'all, man. Y'all went crazy, bro. Thank you.
That goon on, brothers and sisters. Brothers
Thank
and
you,
sisters
bro.
out there, goon on. But you know what? Do it respectfully and in the privacy of your own home. Take care, everyone.
Bro.
Goon you later. Bye-bye.
Holy, bro.